Okay, I'm back. So, in the second video, we're going to talk about what I consider to be like this pain based friendship. And that's kind of a mouthful, but I compare it to, you have these connections with people, these relationships, and all y'all do is talk about your pain points, the drama, the stress in your life. And that's not a healthy relationship. And I realized that I had overcome or outgrown certain relationships and friendships in my life when I felt like all she does is talk about the issues. And I don't want to talk about the issues. And that doesn't mean you're not supportive. It doesn't mean that you're not a great friend. And it doesn't mean that you're not there. We all need people to listen to. But, and we all need people to listen to us. But there comes a time when that's not necessarily your friend's responsibility. And you don't want to be the one that's always dumping, and you don't want to be the one that always feel like, okay, if I answer this phone, or if I get together with you, we're going to spend 30 minutes boo-hooing over the same old issues. Or if you look up and it's like, especially if you have outgrown or surpassed a certain area, you feel bad because you're like, I can't relate anymore. I cut all that out so that we can focus on other things. I want to plan a girls trip. I want to have a great time. I want to, talk about regular stuff like, wow, we gotta, and a lot of friends, they trust you, they want to open up, and that's fine. But there are gentle ways to kind of redirect and get the focus of your friendship back on the things that you have in common, the things you enjoy doing together. And let's, look forward to greater, funner, brighter days. And so that's something that you have to, depending on the situation, kind of weed through and practice and feel out. But I'll give you an example. Your girlfriend calls and she's sighing and like, oh, girl, let me tell you, he did it again. This is where we're at. And you're like, man, girl, I'm so sorry to hear that, but maybe you should talk to someone. Maybe you both should look into this, that, and the other, because I don't really, what do you want me to say? I love you, I support you, but if and you can even be very clear and real and be like, if y'all are together and you're making it work, I wanna like him for you. And if you're not in a great position, then I gotta be like, okay, we're against Jamal or Tyrone. And so, you know, this kind of hot and cold, you know, if you love him, if you like him, I love him. And if we're team against him, then, kind of figure out what you're doing, because I'm friends with you. So I wanted to be kind of neutral. I want to focus on, like, let's do something to get your mind off that. And in the meantime, you look into getting help. You look into, are you making those hard decisions for you guys? You guys going to stay together and work it out? Or, you guys going to do something different so that you can focus on getting back to you. That is, I don't think that's mean. I don't think that's insensitive, but it's saying, I love you, but we're gonna have some boundaries around you dragging me into this mess, this quicksand of a ever living monster that just keeps popping up. We all know those friends that, they also only want to hang out with you when they're going through something, and they're like, I just need to come over and eat a bunch of ice cream and drink all your wine. And you're like, I'm not available for that either, because this is a repeated pattern. You're all into him and things are going good. I never see you. I never hear from you. I don't want to be your therapist. I don't want to be, that's not my role in your life. And I had the best time. I got together with a good friend of mine. But our lives get busy. We don't get to connect as often, because now I live in Maryland and she works from home. But our girls met in kindergarten, so we have kept in touch all of these years. Our girls are now in 5th grade. And so we got together and we did drinks and sushi, and then we went to Dave and Buster's. And when I tell you, I was like, I didn't know we were going to do Dave and Buster's. I thought we were just going to like kill time, sit at the bar and let the girls do Dave and Buster's. And she was like, no, girl, we're going to play some games. And I had on these little wedges. I was like, well, I'm not even dressed to be running around here, but I had the best time shooting the hoops and spraying them little clowns, and doing air hockey. And we laughed, we joked, we, talked about everything other than these men, any drama, any issues, anything that would bring the mood down. And I looked at her and I told her, I can't thank you enough for just this fun, because sometimes, the conversation always kind of has to go heavy, and you're like, oh, like, of course I want you to be okay. Of course I don't want to hear any bad news, and I get it, life happens, but again, there's a balance between being a sister, having that village and that community, and that I'm here for you, and it being too much and it always weighing down the relationship, and you not being able to show up as a friend. You are now a coach, a therapist, a cheerleader, a psychic, and everything in between. And you're like, ugh, like, I don't even want to feel like this. Don't even put me in that situation. So, two things. Look at yourself and how you're showing up in your friendships. Make sure you're not the one that's always, the gray, dark cloud. And try to set up healthy boundaries with the girlfriends that do this to you, so that you can get back to having fun. There's nothing like, feeling like we haven't had fun in a long time, because you've got so much going on, and I get it, but I want to see you surpass these things. The issue is not when things in life happen, it's how you deal and how you let them impact you, because everything can be overcome. There's nothing too great. There's nothing that, can tear you down. And, there are so many resources and tools and miracles in this life to help you navigate anything. When I was widowed and I was left to be a single mom, and I felt so dark and so heavy and so depressed and everything in between, I leaned on my friends to forget that part of my life. I leaned on my friends to be like, I just want to have fun at the beach today. Or I just want to, escape my parents' house, because I had to move back home with my parents. I just want to just have a good time. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. I want to forget that that's even my reality. And my friends were so there and so willing to help me do that. And, when I got to a place in my life that someone will remind me, honestly, truly, that like, wow, this is the season when, your late husband died, I'd be like, yeah, you're right. Wow. But it's not that I have forgotten him, but I'm healed past that. And I don't look at this season as a reminder of that. I'm able to go to his grave and lay flowers and reflect and not feel this overwhelming emptiness. I'm able to say his name and not feel any kind of like void. I'm able to talk to Autumn about her father's memories and not just lose it. You know what I mean? And I'm also able to say, yeah, I was a widow, but that doesn't define me, because widows, even the term has this like really sad undertone. And sometimes you're able to move past that and you don't have to identify with that, even though it is what it is. So I hope this video makes sense. I kept it under 10 minutes. I love when I can just get to the point and let y'all go. So thank you for watching, and until the next one, peace. Bye.